Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever. Thank you very much for joining me in this episode, and just to quickly go over what we did last time and what we're going to be doing in this episode. Last time out we created this route over here, this new section of track that runs all the way across here, through here, along here, around here, over this, with a little bit of the first time we used this sort of a blocking wall, all the way along here, through, around here, making a bit of a wibbly over here, going across here, and then we had this issue over here where it was on the wrong side, and that's what we need to sort out today. So that's the first task that we have in this episode, and then after that what we're going to be doing is we are going to potentially have a loop this way and then a loop that way, and that's going to be this whole section of track. So from that section there, well actually let's just say that section there, this section all the way up to Washington, this section up here, all along that, up to Grand Rapids, right the way to Sault Ste. Marie, all the way around through Toronto and Buffalo is going to be predominantly finished, and there's going to be no new track being laid, just some upgrades to old tracks. So for example, we're going to use these platforms, maybe make 6 platforms there and then merge that back to 4, but we're not going to be laying any more new track in that area. The only place that new track, for passengers anyway, is going to be laid is going to be through these mountains over here and right up here. That's the only place we're going to be laying track from there on in. For passengers we might lay a little bit of track for freight, but that's about it. Let's get right into this. And don't forget, if you do like these videos, please hit that like button. It's going to help me out a huge amount. That is a very odd bridge. Anyway, let's go ahead and sort this out. We need to keep these up here for now, but right now our primary focus is going to be this issue here. There we go. Right, so somehow we need this to continue along this line over here. So let's find out where we can fix this. So obviously this is running in, well, this isn't even running Chicago style, this is running British style. So we need it to get over onto this side. That's not going to happen in the current format. So right, okay. We've got it in over here. So we've got an up-down track right here. So we've got up, down, down. Now, this might need a little bit of a rework. So it comes into the Buffalo platform in the right direction. It goes across this way in the right direction. However, over here, this is where it goes wrong. It needs to be on that side. That's the side it must be on, because this 2-track is not. Right, okay. So what we've got is we've got a switch over here, which I think we built that in the last episode, which allows it to swap over. In that case, does that mean that this section of track is unneeded? We could use that section of track to bring it back across there, I suppose. If we ever needed to bring it back along this side, that's where it would come out from. Right, okay, so what we need to do is we need to make a waypoint over here to start with. We'll delete the waypoints afterwards if necessary. So let's go ahead and give ourselves one of those invisible waypoints, that one there. So after Buffalo we need it to pass through that waypoint. There we go. Right, so now it goes across this side. That's a good start. So now it's on the right side all the way through, as you can see. Then it's going to cross over. That's absolutely fine with me as well. But now it's on the wrong track once again. So we need it to get even further across somehow. So this track in of itself is on the wrong side. It shouldn't be on this side at all. That track is fine. Right, so that needs to go across there, and then this one needs to... Right, okay, we need to We need to make some track adjustments. So this track needs to go back. This track needs to go back. That entire section. That needs to go back. That and that needs to go back right the way up to there. Good. This section, we're going to actually fix this up. We're going to line all this track up as you would expect, like so. There we go. Hopefully that hasn't messed up any of the other tracks. Nope, that still runs exactly as it should. Now what we need to do is we need to have this track sweep out this way, like that. So let's see if we can give it a better... There we go. That's fairly good. That's fairly good, actually. And then that track needs to sweep out across to this one over here. Is there a better way for us to do this? I want it to be on construction not possible. Okay, a little bit closer perhaps. How's that? Okay, good, good, good. We're getting there. Now if we slip that and we slip that. Now what speed limit do we have? We should have 230-ish miles an hour. 40 mile an hour. Right, we've got two 40 mile an hour slips. That's good. 42 and 46 miles per hour. That's really good for us. So what we need to do here is we need to say that this track is coming along this over here, and then we need it on this inside. That's where we want it. See, it swaps back over here, which is a bit silly. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create another waypoint, another invisible waypoint just there. And I'm going to say add that waypoint in as well. There we go. That's going to stick on the right side of the track now. Now I'm curious, what happens if I delete that waypoint? Nothing. Good. Right, so that waypoint is no longer needed. I'm going to leave it in there anyway, just in case, but that's no longer needed. That's going along. You know what? I want to change the color of this. I don't think we have a yellow around this area, so let's use a yellow up here. Yeah, I don't think we have, because we have the other yellow which goes... Yeah, you see they have the yellow that goes across there. This one is okay. This is a different yellow, so let's use a yellow, or even, tell you what, we can use a gold. There we go. Is there any other better colors than that? Autosave. That color, no. That color. I'll tell you what, okay, let's use that color. It's a little bit, it's a lot easier to see. Okay, so let's follow this track all the way around one more time. So we're going to start off over here. We are then going to get along the right track, which is going to be following along the St. Louis-Philadelphia line. Going to go there. We are then going to join up along this narrow section of track, which is where we're going to have freight. This is going to become a very, very busy section of track. We might need to four-track that at some point. That then goes around there. We're going to swing off and then follow the route. As soon as we get underneath the freight line, or the freight line passes over us, we are then going to split off. That side goes back onto the Philadelphia Mainline. This one is going to head up to the Can-Am Mainline, or the 20th Century Mainline. No, that's the Can-Am Mainline, isn't it? That's the 20th Century Mainline. That's the 20th Century Mainline along there. That's what I call that. So I'm naming all these anyway. So we've got, let me just quickly go through the names that we've got. So out of Chicago, this track here, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Columbus, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, I've called the Philadelphia Mainline. That's the in fact, I'm calling that the Pennsylvania Railroad. That's what I'm calling that one. The St. Louis-Chicago line going up towards Green Bay, that I'm calling the Illinois line. because it goes into Illinois, passes straight through Illinois, straight into Wisconsin. Then we've got the Lake Michigan Loop line, which goes around here. That's the Lake Michigan Loop line. We've got the Can-Am line, which goes from Chicago through Fort Wayne, Detroit, Toronto, up to Ottawa, and then back down through Buffalo and back. That's the Can-Am line. Then we've got the 20th Century line, which also starts here, but this section is all 20th Century line that goes through Cleveland, around this way, down the bottom shore of Lake Erie. That's the 20th Century line going all the way out towards New York. That's the 20th Century line. I suppose the Can-Am line only goes up to Ottawa, down here, joins back onto the 20th Century line, and then back down this way. Yep, so that's what they're named so far. And then this is just the Canadian line. This is the Canadian line all the way here. That's all the Canada line. I'll have a better name for that at some point. So that's the lines that I've named just to sort of help me out. So what we've got this line going. That one joins the Pennsylvania Railroad, or the Philadelphia line, the Philadelphia Main Line. This continues up all the way and then joins onto the Can-Am line, as I would expect. So that joins onto the Can-Am line fairly nicely. You know what? What if I were to do this? I hope this works. I could just do that, as opposed to that. There we go. Why not? I mean, that's not too bad. I think that's a fairly good idea, actually. I'll have to go like that. Okay, you know what? I feel like that's a better idea than these double slip switches. I genuinely feel like that's going to be a better idea. Yes, I know you're not going to be able to get across now, but if you just bear with me a moment. No, 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 no. Yes. There we go. If you just bear with me just one moment. If I were to create one that goes off like that, 45 miles an hour. Delete that, delete that. There you go, like so. Yes, I know you're on the wrong, well, you're on the right platform there. Then I was to create one that went... Oh, can I not do that? Oh, wow, that's... Yeah, no. That's what I want. Can I not do that? Perhaps from here? There we go, and then joining up. I saw it join. There it goes, right there. Right, what's the speed like through this? 38 miles an hour. Surely that's a wider loop. Wouldn't that be a higher speed? Interesting. Interesting, I wasn't expecting that. I'm going to replace that now. We've got to get this right. We're coming up to the end of the series. We've got to get this right. Oh no, we need to get it up here, don't we? No, we don't. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's where we need to get it. 41 miles an hour. Well, that's faster than it was before. That's 42. That's 60. There, I saw a 60 there. It's that. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, what if I were to bring it out from here and try and bring it in? What speed am I getting now? 50 miles an hour. 50 isn't bad. 50 is not bad at all. Anything a little bit faster, maybe from that marker there. That seems to be the fastest I'm going to get. 45. You know what? Okay, then let's just give it 45. That's okay. That's okay. We've improved a little bit by, well, not improving another bit. Now, why is this doing what it's doing? Should have picked everything correctly. Buffalo. Here we go. Buffalo. This one. Give me platform 3. Perfect. Right, let's follow that along. So we know it's correct up to there. It then goes through here on this side, stops there, goes along through here, right the way along the middle of the tracks. And it goes that way. That would... yeah, I think that should do the trick. It comes in along here. Now that's on the wrong side. That immediately ends up on the wrong side. Because, is there not a train coming back that way? There is. You are on the wrong platform. We also need to bring up this. I need to change the platform for Toronto to Terminal 1 for you. Thank you, Platform 1. Right. Bring that in. That comes along there. Goes along there. Double slip. No. What's going on here? It's 2-track there. Ah, the tracks are merging wrong. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We can fix this. So we get rid of that. We're going to actually get rid of this entire section. Just there. We'll build a bit of track here. Right, so now we've got 4 become 2. Now this is actually going to become a lot easier because what we're going to do is we're going to do that. Ah, no. That's a little bit ugly. We'll bring it back a little bit more. There we go. That's much nicer. We'll do that and we'll do... next up we'll do this one. Joining into... okay, that doesn't want to do it like that. Let's do it like that then. 65, good, good. Then we'll do that. 64, and then we'll do that. 69, 57, no. 60, 61, no. Okay, we'll bring that one back. 55. Okay, no, I guess 64 is going to be the speed that we want, and then we're going to have to take the 55 mile an hour and 70 mile an hour corner. That's okay though. There we go. Now that's a much cleaner junction. That really is a much cleaner junction. I'm actually very happy with that junction now. So we've done that. So that's going to go in there. It's going to line up autosave. And then we're going to have that go through there, that goes through there. That's going to stop there and turn itself back around. Who are you? You're a different line. We don't have to worry about you. Then it's going to feed along there. Nothing's going to get in its way here, right? Nothing is going to get in its way right here. We could, in theory, swap it out straight out of the station. But I feel like that's going to be a bad idea. So we're going to do that there. We need to put a signal here. Essentially, I think the signal is going to need to be here, isn't it? We don't... the last thing we want is a train blocking the roads. That's the last thing we want. We don't want a train blocking the road. Yeah, that's going to be bad. So if we have a signal, I would say here. Now what signal do we want? Let's use some nice 2-aspect signals. What's that? Distant road rail crossing. I don't know what that means. Like that. Okay, so that is going to be good. Then it will go through here, go around here. That works fine by me. Then we need to put a couple of signals around here, I think. So let's have a signal here. And I think we're good for the next section. Right, we've got a signal there. We're going to need signals both here and here now. There we go. And we've got a train there. We've got a signal. Right, we're going to need a signal, I would say, just here before the switch. So before the points, we'll put a signal. That looks great. Then it can go all the way around. Do we have a signal over here? Yep, we have a signal there. We're going to probably need more signaling though now. So we're going to start adding more signals in here. Where's that signal? That signal is there. That signal is there. I'm happy with that. That signal is fine. That signal's on the opposite. That signal is fairly close though, so that's okay. And then we've got double signals there, which is absolutely a terrible place to put signals. Although a train might just fit in there, so that's fine. Back on the Pennsylvania signals, by the way, at that point. And then we can put, I'll tell you what, we'll put 2 more signals there as a station approach. That looks fine. Then we need to put signals here to ensure that the trains don't get muddled up. We've got a signal right there, so at least that lets one train through at a time. We'll budge that signal up a little bit, although, no, actually we'll leave that signal there for now. That goes across there, so that signal is only going to be clear if that entire section is clear. That's not good. We'll need a signal in here, like so. You know what? No, we're going to go back to these. We're not going to use the Pennsylvania Railroad ones. We're going to use these searchlight signals. I'm having a nice mixture of signals just because I want to see what they all do. So that way, if that section, so if that's clear, so that section is clear, that entire block is clear, then it will let a train through. We'll have to see whether that works. That might not work, and then we need a signal right here to enable the trains to go through there. Similarly, we are going to need, that's going to wait for the train, yeah, that's going to wait for trains that are all here. So as long as there's no train within that block, that's going to be good. No, that's not going to be good because we need a signal right about here for that train. That signal is fine for the express. The express, there's not going to be too many of them. There's going to be more of these passenger commuter services. So it stops there. That's clear. That section is clear. It will go across. Fine, that works for me. And then we have a signal on this side. And should we have a signal on this side, I suppose? You just let whichever train goes through go in first, I guess. That would be, theoretically, that would work. And then, that's fine. We have a bunch of signals here. What signals do what? That's correct, that's correct. These signals are not correct. We're going to have a signal there. And then we need a signal in and out of these platforms. In and out of this depot, I mean. Ugh. Okay. So we've got a train coming out of here. So realistically, we would probably want a signal there and there, as well as here and here. That makes sense. I think that makes sense. So that's that entire section of track. That looks fine to me. Going through there. Right, we're going to need a new set of signals here. Let's get rid of that for the crossing. So you're going to need a signal there. You don't need a signal. That section is going to be clear more often than not. You're going to need a signal here to cross in. So that's both those signals are going to rely on that signal there. That's fine. Then we can have a couple of signals here for that block. That's one block. We'll stick another couple of signals here. That's another block. Then the next set of signals can be here. So we're going to need a signal there and we want a signal letting the trains into this block, I suppose. There we go. So that's going to let the train into the block as not to block this section here. And then we've got a signal there, we've got a signal there, we've got a signal there. That seems to look okay to me. If anyone's seen any problems, let me know. I think that's okay. Everything seems to be alright with that. I'm going to do a ride along of this at some point. Right, and then we've got these two going across here. We need them. What if I had their... no, I can't do that. If I did that and did a really sharp turn, that would be horrible. Just out of curiosity. No, that's not the way I want it to go. I want it to go that. That's how I want it. Which isn't all too bad. That's not terrible. Have a train going in like that and then around, but then that would mean I would need a connection from here to there somehow, which is going to be a problematic connection at the very least. Yeah, it's going to need to be... Ooh, hang on. It could go underneath. We could change that back. We could have it go underneath, so we could have a bridge section. One side goes underneath that, and one side joins up. Oh, okay, that's something we can do. We've got a few minutes. Let's do that. Let's do that. This is going to be a very busy section of track again. So, okay, let's delete. I'm going to say we're going to delete this section, this section, this section, and this section. And we're going to connect it up with a bridge. There we go. Perfect. Okay, great. Now what we're going to do is we are going to connect this up from here. We're going to go out that way. No, we need to go a little bit further back. Out that way. Is that alright? I don't like how that's looking. That might look a little bit better. Let me have a look. Go away. No, I don't like that either. Are we going to have to do that same thing about getting a very smooth line here? Let's do it. Make sure we get perfectly smooth line. What happened there? Autosave. No, come on. There we go. And then connect that up. And then connect that up. So we've got this section of completely smooth track, which is good. That's where our junction's going to be. Yep, that's our junction. Perfect. We can get rid of this bit over here. That never happened. And then we can go, right, let's see what happens. So we want it to go around here, and then onto this. That's what we want. Okay, how are we going to do this? So I'm thinking we split it off up like that, then we go across. So we split it off. We go across. Yeah, so, okay. So we want it to do this. No, we want it to do that. Like that. And then we need it to do that. That's what we want it to do. That's going to be really interesting. That's going to be really, really interesting. Like that. That's what we need it to do. And then that. No, I think we can get a nicer corner than that. Let's go 40 miles an hour. That's better. 39, 40. Let's actually bring it back like so. There we go. And then that's much better. That's a much better corner. Goes round there, straight under there, exactly as we wanted. Through there and across here. Now this is where we need to put a signal. I'm using these searchlight signals suddenly. I'm assuming people are getting very annoyed very quickly at what I'm doing. And then we go from here, especially any Americans who obviously you know what all your signals are. I don't know what any of your signals are. We're going to go around like that. Okay, great. And then from here we can have another loop. Like at that speed there. Done. There we go. That I need to improve that. But that is now going to allow us to double back on ourselves. So we can go Fort Wayne and then we can go up and around. But that's where I'm going to end this episode. It's taken a little bit longer than I wanted. I was hoping I'd have that connected within the episode as well. But unfortunately I have not managed to do that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever. Leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think of what I'm doing so far. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this. I think that looks to be one. That looks to be one thumbnail. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this, and if you have been enjoying this, please remember to let me know in the comments box that you are enjoying this, and please remember that the likes are very, very important on this video. And if you really enjoy this and can afford to do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. Link to that is in the description box below. I would massively appreciate your support. It would help me out a huge amount. I think that will be the thumbnail for the previous episode, considering how many tracks you can see there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it goes over there and you can see 9, 10 over there. So that's a lot of tracks that you can see. But yeah, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. That would really mean a lot to me. And it would really help me out. Next time out, we are going to finish that. We'll finish that section, get the trains running on there, and then get straight to work with the Thunder Bay line. We're not going to waste any more time. We're going to bring that Thunder Bay line straight down. And we'll get that connected up as best as possible. Off camera, I am also possibly going to start expanding these stations. So I'm not going to waste your time. You've seen me expand plenty of stations. I'm going to start expanding those stations to 6 platform, preparing to adjust these lines to the correct places and get the express lines running on the Pennsylvania Railroad. Thank you once again very much for watching, and I will see you guys in another episode of Transport Fever.